After a challenging 2 years against the backdrop of the COVID-19 pandemic, Ghana is seeking to return to a path of economic growth comparable to pre-pandemic levels. In the 2022 budget, the government projected an overall real GDP growth rate of 5.8%, up from the 5.4% that was achieved in 2021. But some economic analysts believe a critical look at the agricultural sector is what will aid the government in achieving its target. The following report will tell you the way forward for the country as suggested by industry players.
Ghana has for the past 4 years experienced inconsistency in GDP growth rates. The highest ever recorded since the Ghana Statistical Service rebased in 2013 was in 2017, where it grew by 4.7 percentage points to record 8.1% from the 3.4% it recorded in the previous year. This same year also saw the industry sector recording the highest ever growth rate of 15.6% among the 3 driving sectors of the economy. The year 2018 saw a dip in the growth of the economy to record 6.2%. The drop was due to a more notable downturn in the oil and gas sector, while non-oil activity sustained a strong expansion. The next year, 2019, saw minimal growth to record 6.5%. Then came the COVID-19 pandemic, which put every economy on the globe to a standstill in 2020. Before the outbreak of the virus, real GDP growth rate was estimated at 4.8% for the same year. But Ghana's GDP growth rate saw a huge drop by 6 percentage points to record 0.5%. The industry sector, which had maintained the highest growth rate over the years, saw the lowest dip of negative 2.5% from the 6.4% recorded in 2019. This can be attributed to the closing down of most workplaces and the imposition of restrictions such as the lockdown and the closure of borders. Ghana's economy grew at the fastest rate in 2 years in 2021, beating forecasts by the government and the International Monetary Fund after a better-than-expected fourth quarter. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, gross domestic product grew by 5.4% last year after expanding a revised 0.5% in 2020. This figure exceeds the 2021 GDP growth rate of 5.1% captured in the 2021 budget and the 4.4% 2021 projected outturn by 1 percentage point and the sub-Saharan average growth rate by 0.9 percentage points. According to the Finance Ministry, this development is positive and confirms the fact that the economy is rebounding post-COVID-19, the rate of debt accumulation is tapering off, and there is slowdown in fiscal expansion, with Ghana on track to return to the Fiscal Responsibility Act deficit threshold of 5% of GDP by 2024. Economist Dr. Patrick Esuming believes the government can really achieve its target if more attention is paid to the agriculture sector, which seems to be one of the sectors which has driven the GDP growth rate to its current state.
If the challenges that we faced last year, especially with regard to the real sector, food production, if those challenges remain, then there could be a problem. This year, all the signs show that there's going to be even a bigger challenge with fertilizers. So that is there. And then the other thing is that in spite of all the investment we've made in agriculture, our agriculture is still heavily dependent on the weather. So if the rain patterns differ from our expectation again, I think that could also be another source of trouble. So if we make the required investment to boost, in particular, I think the agri sector is still key, given the current challenges with food production and also the fact that the food inflation has been racing away in the last several months. I think if we are now getting to the start of the planting season, so if those challenges that we had last year, if they are not addressed, and it doesn't appear that the fertilizer issue will be addressed. So I think that could be a potential negative factor on the growth rate for 2022.